So guys, I want to go and share with you one of the first lessons that we cover in the 60-day body mind transformation program. Okay, the first lesson, because everything else that we do in the program is now built around that first lesson. But this first lesson is the actual key. It is the thing where all of our problems in our life, does not matter who you are, where you come from, what your background is, what your life is. This one thing is the root foundation to all problems. Okay? You ready for this? Judgment. When we judge anything, the basis of that creates all of our problems. No matter what level of learning, understanding, of spiritual development, the energy in your body, how high of a vibration you get to, it doesn't matter. If a person continues to judge things in their life, they will always create problems. There will always be fluctuation between happy, sad, satisfied, unsatisfied, at peace, angry. Always. Because that is the fundamental thing. That is the one thing. So, what is judgment? I used to think that judgment was when I think negative about something. I thought that's what it was. So I remember I told myself, I'm gonna stop thinking so negative. I'm gonna be positive. So I started noticing my negative thoughts and I started to think positive. I love this and I love this and I love this and this is great and this is great and this is great and I'm so grateful. And I realized that when I'm saying these things, when I'm not feeling good and I'm saying these things, sometimes it makes me feel better and sometimes it didn't. So I'm like, what's going on here? I'm loving life. I'm loving life. How come I don't feel that way? You know what? Maybe it's because I'm not in the right life. I need to change my life so I can love it more. Because I don't really love this thing. And then I remember one day I'm sitting in my van. I was living out of a van. I sold my stuff and I'm sitting in my van on my little bed. And I was reading Power of Now from Mr. Eckhart Tolle. And he talked about judgment. And what he said is judgment is a mental position about something. A mental position. And I was like, mental position? He didn't say positive or negative. He said a mental position. So I had this realization that even if I see something as positive, it's judgment. Because it's a mental position I have about something. And it wasn't just about negative thoughts. It was about positive thoughts. I was like, what? So you're telling me that if I look at something and I go, I love this stuff, I'm judging? If I look at my life and I go, I love my life. Oh, I look at my old life and go, I don't like that life. That's not good because of this, this, and this. I'm judging? Oh, crap. I'm judging like crazy. I'm judging all the time. And I remember sitting there and just being in silence, sitting on this bed in my van, just for maybe about an hour and a half, and just sitting there going, oh my God, I judge everything. I've been judging nonstop. And I've been working my butt off to go and dive in and do all this inner work to try to let go of limited beliefs, try to let go of fear, try to express myself more, trying to create more love, all this stuff. And I'm sitting here going, oh my God, the whole time I've been judging constantly. And I thought I wasn't judging. I thought I was just being positive. So when I had that realization, this was July 2017. That's how impactful it was. I remember I told myself, okay, all right, so I'm going to work on this now. I'm going to work on this. And as I started to work on it, it was very, very difficult because everywhere I'm looking, I realize I'm judging, constantly judging. And so I started looking for all these things. Where am I judging on? Where am I judging? And just nonstop. And little by little, I started figuring out ways to go ahead and change my perspective and not judge. I started looking at ways to go and see things for what they are instead of my mental position of what they are. And I finally started to figure out systems on how to do that, because it was really, really tough to do it. I'm gonna be very honest with you. Very tough. One of the most toughest things. My mind was like a judging machine. And now I'm trying to stop this machine. And finally, years of practicing this, I started to figure out systems. I was like, okay, this is how this works. Here's what I need to do. And the judgment started to slow down. Okay. I'll tell you one of the things that you can do right now. This is one of the lessons that we're learning right now, that I'm teaching right now in the 60-day Body Mind Transformation Program. Flow60.com, by the way, for you guys that resonate with what I'm talking about and you want to learn more. Okay. We look for the obvious ones, the ones that are in the surface, the judgments that we are saying on the verbal level first. Don't worry about all the other ones. Look at the most obvious ones. Look at the verbal judgment. What am I saying out loud that I'm judging on? All. Okay, not just some. And there are details to this. Because the next question that comes up is, well, what about in this situation? What about in this situation? So the questions to all of the situations basically will revolve around what happened if I need to go and judge because work. Because somebody has to go, hey, Mike, so which one do you like better? Option 1 or option 2? Which one do you think is going to be better for business? Option 1 or option 2? What's your personal preference? When there are situations to where you have to judge because it's work, because you have to judge because you're just having a conversation and someone goes, you're just having a normal conversation, go ahead and judge. But you recognize that you're judging, but you also recognize that you're not being attached to these judgments. Those type of judging is fine because you're not going to be attached to it. But you'll find that most of the time you don't actually have to make judgment on things, and you can see things for what they are. So that is the first way to go ahead and stop the judgments. Why is this so important? How does this change all problems? This will be the last thing I'll leave for today. I'll share it with you for today. The reason it's so important is because of this. If you judge something as you like something, then that means you also have something that you don't like. When you don't like something, how does it make you feel? Stressed, frustrated, angry, sad, depressed, whatever it is. The moment we start to judge things, now we have a like and a dislike. And now what will determine whether or not we're able to go ahead and create everything in our life that we like? That takes a lot of work. So people will do that because they want to create everything that they like. And now what's going to determine whether or not they keep the same judgment on all these things? Someone likes life to be a certain way, so then they bust their butt and then they create all of this. And now they're looking at everything going, okay, I like my life. Everything is great. Now fast forward 3 months later, they go, I don't like this part. I want to change that. So now I have a problem. you know what? The way that this situation is going, I liked it before, but now I don't like it anymore. So I want to change that. So now if it doesn't change, if that person doesn't change, now I have a problem. Now I feel frustrated. Now I feel upset. I was okay with the way this person is treating me, but now I don't like the way this person is treating me. So now I have a problem. That person needs to change. And what happens if they don't want to change? So now I get upset. You see, all of this derives because of mental positions, judgment, preferences. I like this, I don't like this. I agree with this, I don't agree with this. When we let go of these things, we let go of the base, the foundation in which all problems are created. Now, this is very deep to be able to look at. A lot of times people may listen to this and they'll get upset because they can't fathom, they can't connect the dot, because they're still looking at life and that person is upsetting me. That situation is why I'm upset. It ain't me, it's that situation. Let me tell you about the situation. And let me explain to you in detail so this way you can see why I'm so upset. This happens all the time, all day long for me. And so when I hear this over and over and over and over, I understand. For someone to have to look so deep and realize the judgment they have and see how the judgment is therefore creating the idea of problems throughout everything, creating all this stuff, is not going to be something that everybody can understand right away. So if you're watching this and you're going, getting upset, oh, I'm going to comment and tell you this and all good, man. Go ahead. It's all good. But for those of you that would like to go deeper, that would actually like to go all the way, to where you can tap into peace. So you can learn how to be in flow and not have to go and control everything constantly in your life. To not have to go and get agitated and stressed so often. For the people that are serious about going there, you're going to go and look deeper. And look for the truth to this. And you don't have to believe me. Don't do that. Find out for yourself. Look at judgments. Look at and see what is it that you're constantly judging as good and bad, you like and you dislike. And see how much of your life is revolved around that. How much of your problems is revolved around that. And see for yourself. Don't take my word for it. I want you to see for yourself. That's the point of this. Because you're not going to gain anything by watching this video and going, I agree with him. That's not going to do anything. I don't need anybody to agree with me because I already know this is real. I already know what the effect of this. I want people to experience this for themselves. Because that is what creates change. That is what goes from information to experience. And now when somebody experiences this, they go, whoa, my God, I can see now. If I don't go and have the strong preference for the way I want things, because I like it that way, all of that issues wouldn't even be happening. But because I have this strong preference, because I really like it that way, now I have problems with that. And then they look and they realize, oh, this is happening there too. Oh, it's happening there too. And one by one, they start to see. That's the purpose of it. So then now, once we can look at it, we can see how this is the source to all problems. Now we have a target. We have something to go and aim towards. Now this is not just a mountain that's high to climb. This is like hitting the stars. That's how difficult it is. It's not an easy thing. But at least now you know where to aim. And now when you put all of your attention towards aiming towards something, all of your focus, all of your attention, all of your energy, and you're committed to go ahead and aim for something, as you now know the line, right? I don't know if it's stars or if it's moon or whatever it is, but if you aim that high, you will get much farther than you ever just to aim low at something super simple, like I'm just gonna cut these negative people out of my life. It's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna do anything, and then we'll be surrounded by more negative people because people are so negative. I want positive people. You see, there you go, judgment. The moment we even start that, we're already creating issues, because you can't always surround yourself with positive people, and positive people is just a label that you put on it. So what you determine positive today may not be positive tomorrow, may not be positive next year. You see? So just take a look at that. Okay. If you want the fast track and you want to really, really dive in, the people that are really serious about this, come train with me. Okay. 60 days. We're going to dive into all of this. We meet 3 times a week. We do lives, assignments, a lot of physical training, because this is not just a mental thing. In order to create the awareness that allows us to be able to go this deep, we have to go ahead and tap into the body. And we have to remove all these things so our mind can expand. So, flow60.com for you guys that are serious about doing this. See you guys.